Thanks everyone for coming. My name is Andrew, and I've been working with my teammates Alex, Gitanjali, and Selena on this Practicum project for Alexander Tutoring. So let's get into it. So real quick, I'll just do a quick introduction about Alexander Tutoring, who they are, and then we'll go into the project overview of what we did for them, and then we'll dive in deeper into the work that we did. And that primarily is a star tutor scoring model, and then some insights and recommendations based off churn analysis and customer lifetime value analysis. So as Sean already introduced, so his company is a local tutoring company. They provide tutoring services in subjects such as math, statistics, physics, STEM type fields. So of course, like he said, more than just improving the student score, he also wants to help kind of implement or like instill a sense of passion and interest in these subjects. So as he also mentioned, the first step to doing this is, of course, identify who your star tutors are and then kind of reverse engineer a way to quantify that. And in addition, we also had to find out, which students are about to churn. And so what can we do to kind of keep them in the program? So that's where we come in. So we first started, of course, with the data sets. After working with Sean, very quickly, he was able to provide some actionable data sets. So the first data sets we used were Stripe, which is primarily revolving around payment data. And then we also use Visita and Acuity, which is the scheduling data for the students and the tutors. And so from that data, we are able to extract certain features, like you said, like conversion rates, rescheduling rates, cancellation rates from each student. And we eventually use that to build our star tutor evaluation model. And then with the Stripe payment, we did some churn analysis and prediction. And so the way we approached the way we wanted to approach the main objectives, we used a few data science and business analytic methods, such as weighted key metrics. So that's what we basically assign weights to the different key metrics that we extracted out of the data sets. And then also weighted logistic regression to predict whether or not a student was about to churn or not. And afterwards, of course, we want to make it easy for Sean and his team to digest what we were able to do for him. So first of all, we took the Star Tutor dash and we made a dashboard in Salesforce for him, which we'll see in a sec. That was because Sean was already using Salesforce. And so we wanted to try to keep the cost down and try to keep things within his ecosystem that he already had. And then with the churn and CLV stuff, we also did a presentation with some visualizations, which we'll get into as well. So next we'll have Selena. We will dig deeper into the Star Tutor model.
Sure, thank you, Andrew. So about the Star Tutor model, the roadmap looks like that. We have 4 key metrics, which are churn rate, customer lifetime value, rescheduling, cancellation, as well as the conversion rate. We saw that come with the final Star Tutoring model, which was a great for our MIP to look into what kind of matrix and how the tutor perform. Next slide, please. So here is actually the final dashboard. As you can see that in the very left side, it is the star tutor score that generated with different weights of different matrix. And the right side, we have the 5 matrix breakdowns, and we will dive into them one by one in the next few minutes. Next slide, please. So first about the final model. This is model based on the weighted score that enable us to find the top 3 scoring tutors after considering the tutor tenure. The tutor tenure is something important because different tutor has been with Alexander Tutoring for different years, so they definitely will have generate different CLV, customer lifetime value, because different students pay them. For example, some are 1 year, some are 2 years, some are 3 years or more. And please one click, and you can see here we principal component analysis to get a weight for each matrix and calculate a weighted sum as the star tutor score. And here is the visualization. As you can see, this is the downward sloping, making it easy for our MIP to see that the top 3 tutors are James, Emily, and Jonathan. And one click, please. You can see we did that with the 3 segmentation with 3 thresholds, so that we can notice that 3 of them in green are top performance, 5 of them in yellow are kind of medium performance, and the 6 of them in red probably need more attention in the future to see what they've done good or not that ideal, so that we can improve their start their tutor performance in 4 of the matrix. Next slide, please. So how we get the dashboard, we actually consider 5 different matrices. And the first we want to introduce is the churn rate. So the churn rate is defined by the last payment made 1 year or more ago. We based on each, and also we segmented, grouped by each teacher, each tutor, and students they have ever taught. So here is the upward sloping. The lower they have, the higher they have, the bad performance they have. So the lower they have, actually it means they perform good, meaning that students seldom churn from their tutor. And next is about CLV. It is also calculated based on each tutor per year with students they have ever taught. And the definition of CLV here in this business scenario is the sum of the payment from each student for each tutor. And here we also made a visualization, and you can see the higher they have, actually the better they perform. And different tutor they have some different range, different performance, and the range is quite large. And next slide, please. So yeah, and this is the other 3 matrix rescheduling and then cancellation as well as the conversion. I will hand over to Gitanjali.
Thank you, Selena. So I'll be taking up from here. The rest of the matrix, that is rescheduling, cancellation, and conversion rate, these were also something were very important to Sean. So if you look at the first graph, that is the average rate of rescheduling. In this, the logic was very sophisticated because the data did not capture rescheduling as it is. We had to come up with a logic to incorporate for students who are taking 2 classes a week and also taking and the other students who are taking only 1 class a week. And there were some students who were taking 2 classes, but they were of different subjects. So logic was sophisticated enough to encounter for all these edge cases as well. And that's how we got the graph. And we can see that there are a couple of tutors who have higher rate of rescheduling. That is, they're rescheduling the class with the students a lot. The second graph is the average rate of cancellation. This was fairly easy because it was captured by the data. And it was a simple formula of getting all the cancelled sessions divided by the total scheduled sessions. And we can see how the graph is gradually slowing down as we move from one tutor to the other. And the third one is the conversion rate. Over here, we looked at the metric as Sean mentioned that we have one free class or a trial class with the student. So here the metric gave us an insight on how many or how good a tutor was in converting a free class to a whole subscription, or converting a student who's taking the class for the first time to a loyal customer. So these were the 3 metrics apart from that. And next slide, please, Andrew. And yes, as we can see, we delivered this dashboard to Sean. And next we'll have the insights and recommendation. Alex, you can go ahead.
All right, thank you, Gitanjali. Because Sean was very interested in the churn rate, so we also broke down to from a very micro perspective to analyze the churn and also give him some recommendations based on the analysis we made before. And the first is that we build a customer survival curve. As you can see, in the first 200 days, there is an initial drop off, and then it became to gradual decline, and finally it maintained stabilization. So which indicates that maybe we can focus on the strategies to improve the customer experience in the first few months, and after doing this, we can significantly improve the overall retention. Next slide, please. And about the churn rate, we also build a machine learning model to predict at-risk customers. Here is the evaluation of the whole model. The model accuracy is 71%, and the model is very good at identifying the churners, which is the accuracy is 80%. Once you have data of a specific customer who's the average payment and the number of payments, then you can predict the possibility whether the customer could be a risk customer. Next slide, please. And based on the whole analysis, our analysis include two parts. The first is the risk customer, and then is to support for the tutors. For those at-risk customers, we to identify the at-risk customers first with the machine learning model, and then we can personalize some outreach or tailor support programs to improve the attention. Then for targeted support for tutors, we can quantify the key metrics that we value and also provide these tutors with focused training or process improvements. And once we enhance the quality of the tutors, maybe we can also retain more at-risk customers. And here is our project. Thanks for listening.